Hi guys, welcome back to Scripts and Screens. It's early, y'all. Good morning. Welcome back to Scripts and Screens, episode 2. My name is Ashana Robinson, and I'm here with my co-host,
Imani Nicole.
Yes, and we just wanted to get on here and thank everyone for all the support that you guys have shown for us over the past week, 2 weeks. I don't even know how long it's been, but all the feedback has been very encouraging. Definitely has brightened my day because I was very nervous getting on here as this being my first podcast, but you guys really make it exciting for me to keep doing this and keep moving forward. So we definitely appreciate all the love that we have received.
1,000%.
So this week, for me, I had a slow week. What about you, Imani?
So my week was the exact opposite of slow. It snowed here.
Yes.
Did it snow down there in 757 too?
Yes, it snowed down here.
Yeah, it snowed. So this past weekend I was on a Bahamas cruise. Went on a Bahamas cruise with one of my really good close girlfriends for her 30th because everyone is turning 30 this year.
Oh my God.
So it's like a dirty 30.
My pockets. Every time I turn around, somebody's 30. And I'm like, I can't go to all y'all's events.
Exactly. Literally, I'm on Dirty 30 birthday tour. So we went out of Miami. So the weather was fine and dandy. I had a great time on the cruise. When we got back on Monday, of course, everyone picked later flights because the ship like deplanes or not deplanes, deboards at 7 a.m. So there was like a flight at like I think 8 or 9 or maybe 6. I don't know, but it was too close to call. So I had to end up picking the next one, which wasn't until 10 o'clock at night. So 2 of the girls, they just completely canceled the flight. And that was going to Nashville, Tennessee. 2 girls got on before me and got deplaned in Charlotte. Like they literally was like, we have to land this plane. Didn't leave till the next day till like 1:30 and 2 p.m. And then mine was at 10. Then it got delayed to 11. Then it got delayed till 12. And they were like, oh, we don't have a captain. And we're like, what do you mean you don't have a captain? We were so confused. So then they delayed it again to like 1:30. And they're like, we have a captain. So we finally got out of there. But I didn't get home till yesterday at 5 a.m. My throat is a little lost from all the fun I had. I had my tea, so it's helping a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, that sums up my week.
Yeah, definitely way more eventful. I just can't. Whenever I get stuck in the airport, and I only seem to get stuck in the airport in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. Like that's the only time.
I feel that.
Stuck, and I can't.
Last time when we went for the American Black Film Festival, it was some craziness. I was like, am I gonna make this flight?
Yes. And when I came back from Colombia, I was stuck in Miami airport because they act like they don't know how to run their customs. I don't know why they have so many customs and only a few people working, but that's a whole other thing.
It is. For them to be the port and everything like basically goes out of Miami, it makes zero sense.
Right. But what did I do this weekend? I did watch the Emmys, which was really good. It was hosted by Anthony Anderson on Fox, and it was the 75th annual. And I just want to say, to sum up the whole show, I did miss a little bit of it, getting in and out the shower. But people of color did not come to play this year with the Emmys. Like, off the gate, boom, boom, boom. I'm not going to go through all of these because it's a lot, but the main shows that really did take home a lot of awards were Beef, The Bear, and Succession. Beef, Stevie Yeun, he won Best Lead Actor in Limited Series, as well as Ali Wong, she won Lead Actress. They won Outstanding Limited Series. Their writer and director won both Best Directing and Best Writing for a limited series, Lee Sung-jin. And then in Bear, Ayo Adibri, she won Best Supporting Actress in a comedy series, which was funny because Quinta won Best Lead Actress right after her. And the first time I've seen Ayo, she was playing Quinta's sister in Abbott Elementary, so that was cute. It's like a full circle moment. The Bear also won Outstanding Directing for Comedy Series, Outstanding Writing for Comedy Series, Outstanding Lead Actor in a Comedy Series, Jeremy Allen White, and then Christopher Storer was the director and writer. And I started watching 2 episodes last night, and just after the 2 episodes, I agreed they won this fair and square. That's all I had to see was
Okay.
2, and I'm
I
like,
haven't started yet, but
yeah,
it
it
was winning one
mm,
after another, after another, after another.
mhm,
So that doesn't
and
surprise me.
definitely could see why. And I don't know why I'm so late to Succession, but they took home a lot. They had 27 nominations, and I didn't know
Yes.
Macaulay Culkin's brother was in this, and he won lead
So
actor.
they look so much alike that I kept wondering, is this his brother
Yes,
in real life?
and the first episode. I mean, the
Or do they just have
first.
the same last name?
No, it's his brother. Like, the Home Alone, the very first one, when he gets left, and he's like, "I don't want to sleep with my cousin. He pees in the bed," and the little boy like turns down the cup. It's the same guy.
I'll have to rewatch because I don't remember that
Yes,
scene.
it's the
But
very yeah. It's like when they're all eating
they look a
pizza.
lot alike.
Yes,
They look a
so
lot alike.
he definitely won lead actor in drama series. Um, Sarah Snook won lead actress in drama series for that same show. Directing in a drama series, Mark Mylod, if I wrote that down correctly. Writing, Jesse Armstrong, same series. Supporting actor in drama, Matthew McFadden. So yeah, Quinta won Best Lead Actress in a comedy series. I believe that was the first time a Black woman won that in 30 years.
Yes, that's what I saw.
Yes,
I saw a lot of that. People saying that.
yes. I don't think she thought she was going to win either. I think she was very surprised that she won when she got up
Mm-hmm.
there. Trevor Noah's Daily Show won. RuPaul won for reality. Niecy Nash won for her supporting actress in the Jeffrey Dahmer story, which I did
Mm.
not watch that because that kind of
It was
makes my.
good. I thought
It's
it was very
good.
good. It's like
Okay.
creepy, of course, because of the stuff that he did, but it was
Hmm.
good. But it was creepy. It was
Okay.
very, very creepy.
I might have to take because I love Niecy Nash. So since she won, I'll have to try to look into
Yeah,
that. And then Elton John won
I
Outstanding
saw that.
Variety Show, which made him a EGOT winner, which is
Mm.
Emmys, Golden Globes, Oscar, and Tony.
Oh,
So he has
wow.
all of them. Yes.
That's
And then
awesome.
our girl Jennifer Coolidge from White
Yes.
Lotus won Best Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. And then it was also the 25th anniversary of The Sopranos, and they have been nominated for over 100 Emmys, and they have won
Mm.
21. Yes, which I started that too. That's a really good show, but it's a lot to catch up with when you're trying to start as an adult right now. So, since it's been out 25 years. So yeah, that was my overall take. Like I said, people of color did not come to play. I saw a tweet that said Black and Asians, which really that's what it was, just came in
Yeah.
as swoops and took, which I'm here for it. I'm
Me
definitely
too.
here for it.
Me too.
And I don't feel like it was just like them giving anything away. They earned these because beef was good. Beef was really
Beef was
good.
very good. Beef was
Yes.
very good. Especially for it to just be basically about revenge. Like for it to have a very simple plot.
Yes.
It was very good. Kept you
Layered.
entertained all the
It just kept
episodes
escalating like up until it just got
till
weird.
you lost it all.
Yes, literally. But yeah, so that was our Emmys. And I know you had something you wanted to say about the
Yes,
Golden Globes.
before I go into the Golden Globes, I just wanted to talk about a couple things with the Emmys.
Okay.
What I thought was crazy was when I first was watching it, it was saying that like the Emmys first started in 1949, tickets were $5, and there was 4 categories. I'm like, that is insane. Like, that's so crazy. And I didn't know that they did like an Emmys for like when I was watching last night, I guess maybe I never paid attention before, but like outstanding commercial, like I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either, and I
So
must have missed that too. I must have been running in the
yeah, and
shower.
like Apple won for accessibility, and it was like a commercial with a Black woman using like her feet to use her iPhone because you can
Oh.
change the accessibility. Yes, and then like the other one that was on there, which I think you've probably seen, is do you remember the commercial when they first were promoting that you could unsend messages,
Mhm.
and the guy's watching somebody else's like fish or frog or something, and he thinks it's dead, so he texts the person Leon. Leon is dead. And then Leon starts swimming again, so then he like unsends it. I was like, oh, I like the accessibility one too. I had never
Right.
seen it though until the Emmys, but when I saw that commercial, I was like, oh my God, I remember Leon is dead. I love that one. So I
Yes.
wouldn't have been mad at that one too. Because I did really like that one. So moving into the Golden Globes, it was very similar across the board as far as like awards and Emmys. I mean, like the Emmys, like Ali Wong took home, Stephen Yoon again.
Mhm.
Um, The only ones that I think were a little bit different was what is her name? Emma. I forget her last name. She won for Poor Things. I forget. Emma Stone.
Emma Stone, yes. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure. Easy A.
Yes.
Yes,
Easy
I'm pretty
A. So
sure.
yeah, Emma Stone won for Poor Things, which I always saw the commercials and wanted to see, but didn't get a chance to see. But she won for like best musical comedy for Poor Things.
Okay.
And then a lot of the main highlight, I would say, of the Golden Globes was Oppenheimer, which I actually really wanted to see, but I didn't get a chance to see. But it walked away with Best Director, Best Motion Picture, Best Original Score for a
Oh,
Motion
wow.
Picture.
Okay.
And Christopher Nolan was the director of that.
Mhm.
And it was up against like Flowers of the Killer Moon by Martin Scorsese. It was up against Maestro, which was directed by Bradley Cooper. Of course, it was up against Greta Gerwig's Barbie, which did walk away with a Golden Globe as well for like a cinematic performance. It wasn't like one of those like major. It was like the last award of the night. But any Golden Globe, any Emmy it's a great
Right.
thing to have. It doesn't
Right.
matter in what capacity. But it was good. There was a little bit, and I don't know if you saw this, but like basically there was someone recorded Selena Gomez walking over to Taylor Swift and another friend. I don't know who the other friend was. And she's like whispering to her or whispering to her girlfriends. And you just see like Taylor's like so shocked and like covering her mouth. And allegedly, Selena went up to them to say that Kylie would not allow Selena to take a picture with her boyfriend, who is Timothy. How do you say his last name? Chalamet?
Chalamet, I believe.
Timothy Chalamet. And so there was this whole whirlwind. And like, let me tell you, Selena's PR or whatever, they were quick. As soon as that stuff started circulating, I don't even know if it had been 24 hours, they were like, Selena Gomez did not ask Timothy Chalamet for a picture, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if it's true or not, but if it were you and you were dating Timothy Chalamet and Selena Gomez came up and was like, oh my God, let's take a picture together, would you intercept, or what would be like, how would you take that?
I don't think I would, because like I saw a preview. I don't know if it's something that's coming out or that they've already done together, but they're both actors in that field. Like he knew her when I was still in my black man era. So like if I was Kylie, this is how I'm looking at it. Like when I
Yeah.
was over here making babies with Travis Scott,
Mm-hmm.
turned up in the mosh pits. They were over here working. So for me not to, and they're coworkers. So for me to be that insecure where I'm not gonna let them take pictures when they clearly have kissed on screen and done all this other stuff, like that, it just seems a lot. And I just don't
Yeah.
understand. Like, again, I don't really keep up with the Kardashians. I guess
Me
Kim probably
neither.
be the
Yeah.
closest because of Kanye, that. But now they're separated. So North is my favorite Kardashian. Um,
She's a vibe for sure.
yes, but I just don't understand how they even transitioned into that. How she went from
I know that is
Travis
odd.
to Timothy. I mean, I guess
That
because
is
it's
odd.
T's. As long as his name start with a T,
Yeah.
she can
It's
make it
it's
work.
definitely off brand if she had a
Yes.
brand of what her type is. But at the same time, I mean, we could line mine up. They're not that drastically different. Like when I think about people I've dated, I guess if I lined them up, they would be different, but not so different physically. So I guess, yeah, it's like just so different physically. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't even want to put people in a box, but it's not like she went from Travis Scott to MGK
Right.
or
Like
like
her. Like,
Lil Pump. I can't really think of a lot of the, or
yeah.
like I could have also seen her with Jack Harrow, whatever,
Harlow. Hmm.
Jack Harlow.
I don't think
I could see
I don't
that.
think she's the right hue for him. I think he wants has a little bit brown. I think she thinks she's the right hue for him because that little brass doll she got. Avery has that doll too, and it's definitely giving Mexican.
Really?
Yeah, it's brown. It's a brown doll. It's not giving I'm a white woman. It's giving I'm a person of color. But I think she thinks
Finally with
that's
a
what she
tan.
is. Yeah. And I think that's what Jack wants. But Kylie's not that in real life, so I don't know.
No, I feel that. I feel that.
But yeah, I
But
just thought I don't know, because all it was a quick little selfie. Yeah.
yeah, like who cares? But what I was thinking that it might have dealt with, and I could be completely wrong, but okay, you know that she's best friends with Hailey Bieber.
Hmm.
And there's all that drama, which they've come out numerous times saying, stop pitting women against women. But it's also obvious that, like, there's, like, two different girl groups or two different, like, groups of friends, which happens in real life. We're not all friends.
Right.
But Kylie and Haley are besties. And, you know, there's been that whole drama about Haley stealing Justin and how it all went down, of it being kind of shady. So I don't know if it was maybe Kylie, like, oh, I'm going to have my girls back. Like, she's not here. And I don't want, you know, like, I didn't know if it was something like that. Maybe she just wanted to
Gotcha. Okay.
have her friends back because, you know, she's now married to Justin Bieber, who half of Selena's, and I'm not saying that, but, like, when you think of Selena, you think of Justin Bieber. Like, of course, she's way more than those things. But
did you see last week? I don't know what Instagram was doing with the algorithm. When people were commenting, they had shared a post from Justin Bieber in 2011. He was kissing Selena Gomez and like, "I love you, babe," on the Explore page. This was last week. I screenshot it in my phone. People were like, "Instagram is so messy. Instagram, what is this?"
Yeah,
it's
like
been
how
10
you
years.
pulling stuff out from the?
It was literally like June something 2011. And why is it on everybody's Explore page
Yeah,
in
exactly.
2024?
Yeah, y'all, they knew what they were doing.
Yes.
They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing.
But yeah, I guess I can see that if she was trying to have her girl Haley's back. Okay. All right, I can get that. I can get that.
That's my slight consensus. Like, I'm gonna have my friends back. Like, I don't have an issue with you, but that's my bestie, and like, it's all cool and dandy. You could have got a picture on set. You missed your opportunity for a pic. Next.
Right.
And they looked, they were really enjoying themselves, and it looked really cute. But I also am just still shocked about Timothy. I mean, I'm not saying that he can't get a girl, but it's like Kylie and she has 2 kids. Like, there's a lot. Like, that's not just a. I don't know if the same issues exist in the real world with like baby daddies and baby mamas, but I'm just out the gate.
When it comes to Kardashians, it's like they're immune to any type of baby mama stigma because they literally
1000%.
are professional baby mothers. The only one that did get married, well, no, Courtney's married now, right?
Yeah, she's married now. Courtney's married now. 3 of them have been married.
Gotcha. But they literally capitalized. I mean, they literally just had these babies. She just had Travis Scott's other baby with what? A year ago?
Yeah, it threw everybody off. Like, how you move on that quick? But I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know if maybe Travis. I don't know. I think they said there wasn't any infidelity. I don't really remember, but but I also am like, Travis. I don't know. I you know, you never know what's true and what's not. But like, when I heard the stories about him and Justine Skye, so I'm like, well, maybe it's karma. I don't know.
Right, because didn't they say she took him from Justine?
Yes.
Supposedly friends. Yeah.
Correct. So it's like,
she's so pretty.
I don't know. She is. She's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. That is all I have for the weekend bloopers. So moving into plot and pop. What was on our list this past weekend for our watch list?
So this past weekend, we had 3 picks, as we will each week. The first being a documentary on Netflix called Twin Flames, which I'm going to let Imani lead. And then I'm going to lead The Creator, and then we're both going to talk about Saltburn. The Creator was a movie on Hulu, and Saltburn was this wild, I don't even know, movie on Prime. It was not what I was expecting it to be, but we'll get into all that. So you can go ahead, Imani, with Twin Flames.
Okay, so Twin Flames is like a docuseries on Netflix, and it's gotten like a lot of hype. I would say, like, when I run into people, we have talked about the fact that that this show was like so crazy. It's like, did you watch? And I don't even usually watch because, like, technically, based on this show, it's in the cult realm because basically that's what they're trying to say is like that this Twin Flames University is a cult. So basically, it follows a couple, Jeff and Shalia, and they're the founders of Twin Flames. And just to give you a little kind of a background on both of them, Shalia was like a very free spirit. She was like into like the chakras. Let me read you your fortune teller kind of vibes with Shalia. And then Jeff was kind of like a startup kind of guy, like trying different things, not necessarily having them work, but like trying different things of like, oh, change your mind, change your life kind of vibes. And they both happened to be in the same place for a moment of time. And they were communicating on Facebook, and Shalia messages Jeff and is like, you horny. Mind you, this is who they got married. And their initial interaction was, you're horny. So basically, the two of them together put their skills, as I would say, like both of their skills together to create, basically brand their product of, we're twin flames and we found each other and now we want to help you.
Mhm.
And the courses range in price. Like when the time the documentary was made, it was like, I think the highest course was like 10. I don't remember how high it was. It might have been like 3,000. Now the course is close to 9,000 for like their ultimate package. And their Facebook is growing. It's at like 55K, like 55,000 members. And it's just really crazy. So to kind of highlight on the touching points of this show was that basically it was the money was constantly revolving. So the way it first starts off is it's two twins, and one of the twins has basically gotten into Twin Flames University. She's now a coach, and her sister, and she's cut off communication from her mother and her sister. And you see during the show that basically she writes them a letter and basically like just cuts them off, like cuts ties. And like Shalia and Jeff will say that we never tell anyone to cut off their family, but they basically insinuate if it's the root cause of your pain or whatever, cut them off, which I think is sometimes like a common theme with movies or shows, or like self-help is like, if it's not good for you, you can cut it off. But like,
Right.
I think anyone knows that like, there's no such thing as a perfect life, a perfect family, a perfect mom, a perfect dad. Like, you're gonna have some childhood trauma. I don't care how perfect your parents are. There's gonna be underlying kind of themes. So I thought it was just crazy that she basically cut off her family. And then after she cut off her family, she goes to be a coach. And what's crazy about being a coach is you still have to pay. So even once you're a working employee for Twin Flames University, you still have to pay for these courses.
Right.
And even though you get a discounted rate, you still have to pay for these courses.
Which basically, I think they said eats up their paycheck.
Yes.
They basically aren't making any money because they
Correct.
got to reinvest in
Exactly.
themselves.
Right. They're putting it right back into Twin Flames University.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like one highlight couple where she basically narrates, or they spend a lot of time on her, where basically she had a twin flame, alleged twin flame, and they kind of had fallen apart, but then somehow reconnected after she found Twin Flames University. And basically they encouraged them to get married. They got married, and of course they got married very quickly, so it's still in that honeymoon era and stage. And then they ended up like having a baby shower, and of course everybody could contribute to a baby shower. They had a GoFundMe, and they raised like double digits. And Jeff and Shalia told them exactly what they could purchase, down to the type of curtains that was going to be in their home. To me, when I'm watching it, there were so many scenes that were saying like, this is not normal. Yeah. This isn't normal. Like, yeah. But yet you see people that are continuing, even though they have a little bit of like, this doesn't seem right, but they're still continuing to do it. Mm-hmm. And it just blows my mind that it's like, you guys see all these different things that don't make sense, even down to like, okay, now we're going to tell you what your sex should be, or is it gender? Which one do you get a choice to choose? Sex, you're born with, gender identity, so you choose your gender.
Yeah, your gender identity. And that part just
broke my heart.
I was speechless. Back, like they were like, at first it seems like they weren't like, so I don't want to say they weren't pro LGBTQ plus, but then like they took a shift. They were saying like how it's only masculine and feminine energy. So when they realized it was like same sex couples, they were just kind of assigning them genders, which is essentially what trans people don't want done at the beginning of their life. That's the whole point of them saying, I don't identify with this. You assigned this to me when I was a child, but I don't identify it as it. And then now, as an adult, I'm living this lifestyle, and you're trying to assign something to me again that I also do not identify with, just to make it fit the narrative of what you have. And
to sell the product, to basically say like, the reason why you haven't found your twin flame is because you are a man and you're operating as a woman. And then like that one lady literally cut her hair. And they were having them change their name. Like, you need a male name, your feminine name. Like, we're done with that. Like, what? What is going on?
Yeah, and
it was so crazy.
It was
even from
lot.
It really was. Even from the girl that was having all the things chosen for her wedding. I said baby shower, but it was definitely her wedding shower. Because they bought a home. her sister got brought into this.
Marley, yeah.
Yes,
I think
Marley
it's
got brought
Kylie.
into this.
Keely and Marley.
Keely, yes.
Yes.
Keely was the one that had gotten married and became essentially an ambassador. Like, Keely and her husband were going to be the next Jeff and Shalia. Like, they were really grooming them to be them. And then what's really sad about that was that, like, she drew her sister in. And of course, like, you're going to trust your sister. Like, you see your sister, she's found her twin flame. She's bought a house. She's
your
married.
Big sister
like,
at that. Like, you know, you've
yeah,
always been
like
looking up to her.
You're going to trust her. And even then, though, like, I'm surprised by that because the sister felt like who she ended up with was very creepy. She felt like he was very creepy, but they kept pushing, like, this is your twin flame, this is your twin flame. Give it a chance, give it a chance.
Yes. And it was so sad because she was only like 19. Like, what was she, a sophomore in college?
Yeah.
And she knew it wasn't right. But, like, again, like you said, her big sister is telling her this is it. They literally moved her across the country to live with some man that had a criminal record. Wasn't he like bipolar, schizophrenic or something?
Didn't have a job.
Nothing.
And it's like,
and
it was
she was
crazy.
like saying, this is your person. No, this is this random man that you have me sleeping with, living with, that I don't feel a connection to. And you're just telling me to pray on it and work on it. And at the age of 19, she didn't have to do all that. She could have went right back on that college campus and found her somebody.
1,000%. And it went even back to those mirroring exercises that they were having them do. Like, well, anytime you're mad at him, it's your fault. Like, what's inside of you that's triggering you? Like, and allegedly that is like a practice in real psychology, but it's like not one that they use a lot of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't mirror everything.
You can't.
Right.
You really can't. And they tried to like push that. I think the thing about twin flames, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but like your self-esteem has to be in the shitter. Like, it has to be. Like, for you to have come to these two people wanting to find your twin flame, you're in, like, the way that these things, I think, were able to go so far with these people is because they were so insecure. They were not secure in themselves. So it was very easy to have two people manipulate their lives and tell them, hey, this is what you need to do, especially when people are looking to emulate other people. So I think the insecurities being super low made it so that they basically could be manipulated. And like, don't get me wrong, I want love, but not that bad.
No.
I don't want it that bad. I want it, but I'm not going to Twin Flames University.
Because you're not going to have me pay you to move across the country with a creepy old man. That makes absolutely no sense. You're not going to tell me my twin flame is a woman when I'm clearly not into women. Like, I know who I am. You just met me a few months ago, a year ago. I've been with myself this whole time. And you know what, I always, and I don't want to put this on anyone because you can't just guess people's sexuality. But when I look at Jeff and Shalia, it always just looked to me like a business arrangement. Like, it never really seemed like, for one, it really seemed like she was his type. And then it just seemed like, okay, she has these key parts. The spiritual, she changed her name to Shalia to sound more spiritual. I have this, like you said, this tech. We can come together and make money. But I never felt like they really...
Yeah, it was like two modern day scammers coming together. Two modern day scammers. And I just think what's scary is that you can literally portray anything on the internet. And we are in that era of the internet where like people can buy followers, buy likes, can create this whole...
And they do.
You can create this whole thing, this whole like false reality to say you're anything. You can literally be anything on the internet. Anything. And if you do get exposed, it's not going to be in the time that before your business takes off. And then by the time it's time for exposure, you maybe have helped a few people. So it's like, where are we at now with it? And then what was really crazy was the one girl who literally, they kept pushing her, he's your twin flame, he's your twin flame, to the point where she got a restraining order. And she tells them this, like, you know, I've got a restraining order, like, this is the deal. And they're like, he's your twin flame. Like, would we let that hold us back from each other? We wouldn't. Like, those are not real. Those are not real things. Like, he wants to see you. Like, you got to make it happen.
You know what's really scary about that? There's probably, I mean, as we can see, there's people out there, but I hope I never run into one. Like, I'm thinking, like, if I'm in a relationship, well, I'm in a relationship, but, like, what if one of Vlad's exes are, like, on that same type of time? Like, nothing well, stop this. I know you have a new woman, you're getting married, but they said you're my twin flame. Like, how do you even go about that?
Literally. I don't like, and that's
Look, I'm gonna have to call
scary.
Gypsy Rose. Have her handle my light work. Gypsy, you got some more
Exactly.
contacts? Because I gotta get rid of this lady. Let me stop.
Right.
Let me stop. Let me stop. That's jokey jokes. Jokey
We're
jokes. Yeah.
comedians.
Right.
Comedic podcast. Not everything is
Right.
literal. But no,
Right.
seriously, though, that's a good question, though. It's just like, how do you even navigate that? How do you navigate it? Someone literally saying, like, I
So
know that you've done things legally, but I've been told you're my twin flame and I have to go to the ends of the earth. This girl went to jail
when I
and didn't
tell
even
you,
remember her mother's phone number because she, once again, had cut off her mother and only
yeah.
could remember, I think, Jeff and Shalia's number, if that. Or no. She could only remember her ex's number.
Mm, 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 mm. But yeah, that definitely, when I saw all that and I was watching, I was like, that definitely is some stuff I could see happening. And I don't like that. But, because you never know what people are into behind their closed doors. They might be, come to work, our coworkers, but they might be into twin flames.
No, I know. You just
They
never
might
know. You might be
be,
part of that 55K Facebook community.
yeah,
And that is a little bit scary. Very
yes,
scary.
yes.
But that was, I mean, just watching it was really crazy. I really recommend you guys watch because when I tell you craziness, like,
Mm-hmm.
it was wild. I just couldn't, like, as I was watching it, my jaw just kept dropping at the different things of like, how how is this going on for so long? But I do love that the people that they interviewed got some sense. Like even
Yes.
the woman, because there was a transgendered woman on there, and I couldn't tell at first, but then as the show went on, I could tell. But
Mm-hmm.
like it seemed like she got her sense. The lady that was trying to be told that she's now a man got some sense. Keely got
Mm-hmm.
some sense, and it
Mm-hmm.
fractured her and her sister's relationship. Like,
Right.
and even people that went and got top surgery and like their parents are like getting a few text messages from them and things like that. And I wonder what's going to happen to her because I'm sure Jeff and Shalia have watched the Netflix documentary. Like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure. And I wonder if
definitely.
they're going to like go to that girl who's now a boy and say like, why are you texting your mother? She's the root of all this. Like, I just wonder how that's going to translate. But I like how Keely wrote her wrongs in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool. And it was so crazy because I don't know if you remember when they were gonna have a baby, but then they lost the baby.
Yes, and they were trying to say the baby was their third twin flame, which wouldn't that be your triplet flame?
Right.
But
And they were trying to make it seem like she was gonna be the Messiah. Like it was just crazy. Jeff clearly saw himself as Jesus because he was saying he had the hair,
yes,
he had all these things, and it's just like,
yeah.
but I think ultimately this whole thing is just funding their lifestyle. Their house was huge. They had a Porsche, and the Porsche was over $100,000. Like it's insane. It's insane. And cults are like growing. Like cults are growing. This is like a thing. Like there's so many docuseries about cults because they're just
Mm-hmm.
it's people are finding that it's so easy to manipulate people.
Right.
If you get people isolated and he was starting to have that kind of isolation tactic with like Jim Jones kind of like he was going to build the trailer parks and have like a whole
Have
community.
them live there, yeah, and just like make these babies and
Like
like,
how is
yeah,
that not a cult?
yeah.
How is that not a cult? Yeah, that was insane.
And it was funny how he was like, I need you guys to do this assignment and write all the ways that I am not a cult leader. And they're like, once we did the assignment, we saw all the ways that he definitely was a cult leader. That's like me saying, write an assignment, how list all the ways I am not a black woman, Imani. It like what?
Being like, this is exactly why you are a black woman.
Right. Okay,
Jury
whatever.
says. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't even usually watch docuseries, but that one was pretty good. I would
Hmm.
I would look at something else like that.
And nothing really happened to them at the end. Like they're still up and running.
They're still up and running. I think because the show handled it at a local level, but I heard they are like at the end they did say the FBI is still investigating,
Okay,
but the
good.
local police found nothing illegal about
Mm.
what they're doing, which is nutty. But I guess it's not nutty if you make the choice. Like you literally are making the choice. You are paying. They have
Right.
a list of the services they provide. They're providing those services.
Right. That's true.
Moving on to our next one.
Yes. Oh, Twin Flames, goodness. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
our next plot and pop was The Creator, and that was a movie streaming on Hulu. And Yahoo Entertainment describes it as an action-packed drama that revolves around a war between the human species and the forces of artificial intelligence. So the three main characters in this movie was Joshua, played by John David Washington, Alfie, played by Madeline Una Voles. I think she's very young. I think she's like 5. So she's an up and coming actress. And then Gemma Chan, played by Maya. So essentially, of course, not Americans, humans doing what we do, always trying to increase. We created AI sim like people. And it was working for a while, and then a war broke out where the AI bombed, I believe,
LA.
LA, yes. Which, of course, the humans are like, oh, AI, but the AI is like, we're just coded to do what y'all told us to do. So if we bomb something, that is human
Somebody.
error. That
Mm-hmm.
is not on us.
Right.
So essentially, it was a war between the two, and these AI are very lifelike. I think aesthetically, they were beautifully done.
Yes, they were.
John David goes, I'm not sure. I was a little confused by this. I don't know if he's undercover, but
Yes, he was undercover.
Gotcha. Okay, yes. He was undercover and he meets Maya, whose dad basically was like a lead AI creator. She was raised by them. She loves them. She views them as family. They get together, they get pregnant. They really care for each other. So the whole time that Maya is pregnant, she is basically making an AI baby based on the baby she has in her stomach. And she is planning on that baby to be the creator that basically saves the robot world. She finds out that Joshua, is kind of playing both sides. They split up. She's blown up in the middle of the water. He loses his wife and his baby.
Mm-hmm.
He then has to make the decision. He's now back working with humans to try to find this creator baby that he does not know is basically a copy of his baby.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he's like, I'm not going to hurt the only part of me that I have left.
Right.
The combination of Maya and myself, which is this AI child named Alfie, who is very powerful, and she only gets more powerful as she's out and about.
Mm-hmm. As she's learning about, yeah.
I like this movie. I really did. Alfie was so cute.
Yes, I thought it was a boy at
So
first,
cute.
though.
Yeah, no, it was a little girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I thought
yeah, I
she
guess
was a
because the
boy.
low haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cute. And she was born for a purpose. Like she said, I want my people to be free. They were
Right.
like, what do you want, little girl? You want some ice cream? No, I'd like robots to be free. We
Right.
don't have that, but we got ice cream. I can get you that.
Right.
And then John David, I keep saying John David, his name is Joshua in the movie. He just kept saying he just wanted 2 more minutes with Maya, 2 more minutes with Maya. And as we hit the end, he finally got his last 2 minutes with Maya, even though it was sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall the movie did come full circle. It did what it needed to do as far as like little Alfie saving the AI.
Yes.
I hate to see John go. John Joshua, I'm just calling John Joshua go. But I think it gave me a complete, all right, this is what he wanted to do. This is what he said he wanted. This is what Maya wanted. Everybody got what they wanted in the end.
1,000%.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cute aesthetically too. Like I liked it because, like, we talked about faux last week, and that's how I was expecting. Like I was expecting some
futuristic,
new age, futuristic kind of stuff. So when they have the little things in their head, I'm like, oh, this is what I think of, like when I think of AI, and like how I was thinking that it was going to be. Like you couldn't even tell. Well, this one you could tell because of the things, but like they still had very, like, in the front, side, back,
they look just
very
like
much humans. Yeah. So I liked this movie. I thought it was very much action packed from the beginning to the end. But yeah, I thought that it did throw me when we realized that he was undercover, because he was like, tell him to call off the raid. And they're like, no, they're looking for Naramata.
Naramata, yes.
Naramata, which ended up being Maya,
Right.
correct?
They thought Nirmata was her dad. I don't know if he
Yeah.
was her dad, and then like when he phased out, he kind of passed it down to her.
Yeah.
But Nirmata was her blood. It was either her or her dad or both at the same
Yeah.
time.
I kept feeling like the wife is Nirmata. Like this
Right.
is
Yeah.
she's the but then I thought that so then it at first I was thinking that when the baby was born that, oh, she was never pregnant. Like she just took their
Hmm.
genes and created an AI baby. Then I realized that they said that like she lost the baby when the bomb went off.
Hmm.
And so then she did, what she did. I thought it was put together very well. It's a nice little like put on and like let's watch and hang out. It's not
Right.
boring. It keeps you engaged. It
Hmm.
has some people in it that we've seen.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it was nice to see him in this role, and I think he did very well, and I enjoyed it. Like it was good. It was good from
Right.
start to finish. It and theatrically, like I said, aesthetics. I'm really big on aesthetics. Like, I like the movie to look
Hmm.
good. That was very engaging, and I really enjoyed that part.
Hmm. I
I would
definitely agree.
recommend.
Yes. I definitely would agree. Yes. Very, very, I think one of my favorite scenes probably was
Hmm.
at the end when like Maya and John were reconnecting the last 2 minutes. Well, they basically transferred her brain into an AI that looked like her. So that was him reconnecting with her. And like it was
Hmm.
like him in the field, but it's blowing up around them. I really like the way they did that scene and how that was shot.
Yes, I think they had really good on-screen chemistry, the two of them.
Yes.
They had
Yes.
really good, but he generally does with everybody. Like, I don't know if that's maybe the Denzel passed it on to him effect, but like, I liked him in that other movie with Zendaya. I forget the name of it right now, but they had very good chemistry.
Malcolm and Marie.
Marie, yes,
Oh,
Malcolm and
that
Marie. They had very good
stressful
chemistry.
movie. Oh my
I still haven't finished it to this day. Um, but I liked their chemistry. The black and white threw me. I
yeah.
wasn't ready for that. But I thought that they had really good on-screen chemistry as
Hmm.
well, which I do like in movies when they have good
Right.
on-screen chemistry.
Right. So yes, so that was the creator. And then the next one, I don't even know where to start with this one, Imani.
Girl,
Salt
insane.
Burn, Amazon Prime. If you guys have not watched, I mean, please continue to listen to this or pause right where you are, go watch it, come
Hmm.
back. Because I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know.
It was crazy, crazy,
From
crazy.
from just start to like just crazy for no reason. Like
Hmm.
crazy for no reason.
I
So
still haven't figured out the motive for
right.
Oliver.
I think
I
that's
don't
the thing that
understand the motive.
throws me. So okay, so Saltburn is about Oliver Quick and he goes to Oxford and he's automatically kind of separated from everybody else because he's got
Hmm.
like old money. They call him a scholarship boy. So they don't really want to associate with him because they've got their cliques. They all went up to, together and came out together in prep school. So he's just kind of it's first day, but everybody else is already clicked up.
Hmm.
So he meets Felix, Jacob Elordi's character. I mean, Oliver's name is Barry Keona. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that.
We'll
Yes.
go with that.
Gotcha. So Jacob Elordi is this kind-hearted, fun-loving guy that kind of takes him under his wing. And it seems to be that Oliver is obsessed. And
Hmm.
the very first scene and even the trailers, it's like Oliver's like, I loved him, but was I in love with him? So the whole time you're kind of grappling like, is this a romantic infatuation with this
Hmm.
man? Is Felix also kind of feeling Oliver back? It was a little
Right.
gray area with that.
Very much gray.
Because Felix definitely seemed like he was into women, but he definitely gave off flirty vibes. Not as bad as Oliver.
Yes, not as obvious. It wasn't as
Right.
obvious. He was very more subtle,
With
but they
it.
were there.
Right. So Oliver basically told Felix that he has no family. His mom is a
Drunk.
drunk dad, was a drunk dad, died. He used to have to make his mom throw up because she would drink so much that she couldn't go to sleep like that. I mean, telling this man all these stories. So Felix is like, okay, well, you can come spend the summer with us in Saltburn, which is the name of their home, this big old castle thing that they live in. So the lies start to unfold when it's uh, Oliver's birthday and Felix takes him to his hometown and he realizes that he lives a perfectly normal life.
very much upper middle class. They go to Mykonos every year.
Every year. Oliver told him he had no siblings. He has sisters. Dad is definitely not dead. Dad is in the garden gardening.
Right. Let me go get your father.
Yes. And Felix is like, you've been lying to me this whole time. Like, I really don't even like you. Tonight is your birthday party. We're throwing this for you. You can enjoy it. And you need to be out of my house the next day because I don't even know why are you lying about all of this.
1,000%.
And then people just start dropping like flies, like just dying.
1,000%. So when I was watching it in the beginning, I was trying to pinpoint where the switch meant or happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed because, like, of course, like I felt like there was so much tension with Farley and Ollie. So before I got to the end, which everything comes full circle, even though I still don't understand his motive, it seemed like Farley and Ollie were competing to stay in Saltburn. Like, we can't both be here. Like,
right.
So it's like, you're going to expose me or I'm going to expose you. So we kind of they're like having this wrestle moment. And I feel like Farley kept picking at him and it only encouraged Ollie to do him the way he did him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kept picking on him like, oh, is that a suit? Like, you didn't get it tailored correctly. The sleeves are a little long.
Right.
And then even when he's trying to embarrass him, when they were sitting with the teacher and they're talking about writing and he's like, I don't like the way you did it. And he was like, why does the tone matter? It's about the actual content. And then Farley's like, no, it's all about, the perception and all this stuff. And I just noticed that they kept going back and forth, but it was weird because Farley wanted him so bad. So it was like Farley had like a elementary schoolyard crush. Like, I'm going to pick at you and treat you like shit because I actually like you.
Right.
And like that became obvious when he like comes into his room in the middle of the night. He's like on top of him and he's touching him and like telling him, are you going to behave? And he's like, no. And so he's like touching him some more. And he's like, are you going to behave? And he's like, yes. And I'm just like, Farley, what? Yeah. Like, what is going on? What is going on?
Ollie was just an equal opportunity lover across this whole board. The fact that he started,
everyone.
Yes, he started his obsession with Felix. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you mentioned Farley. And then he's like hitting on the mom, kind of, in one scene.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then, like, when he goes down on the sister while she is on her cycle.
That was cinematically as had never been done, and I could have been good without it ever being done. I didn't need to see that.
In
that
the
was
middle
crazy.
Of the backyard.
And there's something even crazier than that scene, which we will get into, but that was crazy to me. Crazy to me.
Are you speaking of when he literally drunk Felix's bathwater that he masturbated in?
No.
Are you talking about when he slept on Felix's, like, this having sex with his grave?
Having sex with his grave.
No, yeah. That, when I tell you.
I said, what in the hell?
Yeah.
The bathwater was crazy too. That made my stomach do some backflips. Because even the rim of the tub was dirty. I was like, oh, gosh.
I'm like, I have never, like, people joke and say, I'll drink your bathwater. Yeah, I had never seen that personified, especially after what he had just finished doing, relieving himself in it. Yes. That to me was so, he's just like slurping, like,
yes, and then like laying in it, basking and rubbing it on his face, like, I want Felix. That was crazy. That was insane.
And that was insane. Just, like, I kind of wanted to figure out, because after, like, they go back and they show that when he first laid eyes on Felix, that's when he kind of, like, targeted him, like, put the tag in his car. So,
yeah,
I don't know if you, Pam, the mom Elspeth's friend, Rosamund Pike, who I know from Gone Girl, and I care a lot. If you need a movie with a crazy blonde white lady, they normally cast her.
Yeah, she does a great job.
Yes. So when her friend Pamela died, now I'm thinking, I'm like, did Ollie have something to do with that? He tried to act like he didn't know.
What? I didn't even think about that, but you know what?
Because she just kind of died, like she wasn't sick or anything, like.
Yeah.
And then the way she responded, like, she'll do anything for attention. Like, you could tell this family really did not care about the people that they brought around. They literally just were taking in people.
Everyone was disposable.
Yeah. Taking in people. So, yeah, but that Oliver worked that house to kill everybody off. Yeah. killed everyone out just to get what he wanted. And that is crazy to me. And
Very
it's
much
almost like,
so.
did he not, like, how did he know that Felix came from that? Like, I know he saw him, but it's almost like, I could see you could look popular and I can know you have money. I don't know you got
Yeah.
Saltburn. I don't know you got that big old, like,
Right, right,
it's like
right.
he knew that from the jump and started planning and plotting right when he saw him.
That's why part of me thought maybe when they were when Felix was over here where it was showing the underlying tension that he might have wanted some Ollie too, was when he was like, you got with my sister. Farley told me you got with my sister. I brought a friend here last time and he had a thing with Venetia and it messed up our friendship.
Hmm.
And I'm like, wait, is he friends with Ollie? And maybe like Ollie's here for revenge? Like, I don't know.
Right.
I just didn't see the motive for Ollie. Like, okay, yes, you hate stuck up people. I get it. But it also was like you wanted his life, but you hate people that are like him, but you want to be him. It was so weird. And then it just came at the end where you find out that he basically killed everybody, which I didn't realize because what I was thinking is that people just started killing themselves. Like I
Hmm.
thought Jacob killed or Felix killed himself because he was like, oh, like Ollie's just dropping troops on everybody. Like
Hmm.
you are like this, you hate that you're like this. And then with the
Hmm.
sister, when like literally she's wearing her brother's dead brother's cologne and she makes out with him after like basically calling him all these things, she sits there and makes out with him. And then like she pulls away and starts crying because she's realizing like I'm disgusting as a human being. I
Right.
thought she slit her wrist in the bathtub because she's like, I just don't want to live anymore. I'm disgusting. I'm sitting here making out with a man that's wearing my dead brother's cologne and I'm turned on by it. Because you know how you were saying the whole thing about like Ollie and Felix liking each other? I
Hmm.
thought that Venetia and Felix, I think there was an incestuous relationship going on there too.
Hmm.
I think Felix and Venetia would mess around. They didn't show it, but I think so. Like she would sit in his lap as a grown woman, like during the
Yeah, I
karaoke
did
scene.
see that. That was
In the
very
karaoke
weird
scene,
to
she was
me.
sitting in his lap. And then when she was talking to Ollie at dinner, she was like, Felix doesn't like when people play with his toys, even when he's done with them. Like almost as if like when they were younger, they used to fiddle around, and then like even when he was done, when they grew up and he was done playing with her, even when people play with his sister, he doesn't like it.
Mm.
That was the kind of thing that like, oh yeah, Felix and Venetia, brother and sister, be doing some things, and that
You
is
know
crazy.
what? I
See,
can definitely see that now. And
yeah,
that's why
like they
he
would
was so
leave and go walk
upset.
together. Yes.
Yeah. Ew.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the
Yeah.
themes in this movie, like they went to tackle on some really crazy things.
Hmm.
Some really crazy things. And I'm just like, so this is what Jacob Elordi, played by Felix, meant when he was like Kissing Booth just didn't do it for him. Like he wants some roles that are like because a lot of things have come out where he basically was saying like he didn't really want to do that kind of movie. Like
Yeah.
he wants
It's
to do
it's
these.
really fluff compared to everything else, like
Yes.
Euphoria.
Yes.
Because he deals with stuff there with
Yep.
his dad, himself,
Mm-hmm.
sexuality, like domestic abuse. Like he definitely does these dark roles, weird stuff. So I could definitely see how Kissing Booth is not his cup of tea.
Yes, me too. After seeing, like you said, Euphoria and now Saltburn,
Hmm.
I need to see Priscilla. He's in that too. I definitely want to see that, but
Okay.
he's in that as well. But I don't. I think he's like he's not the main character. He's like the second main character because it's more about Elvis's wife. Like he plays
Mm.
Elvis and Priscilla.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yes, but it was this movie was one of the most, if not the most craziest movie I've ever seen.
That Barry Kiana, again, if I said his last name wrong, we know who you are. Shout out to you. You played that role. You played that role.
He really did. And I was honestly thinking about this as like, because there's this one guy, I forget what his name is. He's an older white guy. And he played in a really crazy movie, a psychological thriller. And it's like
Hmm.
a famous one. And there was another actress that he was dating that basically said that like she couldn't get that role of his out of his head. So like she couldn't date him. And I feel like
Oh,
that would be me with Barry.
yeah.
Like, even though I know that that wasn't real blood, it was food coloring, even though that tub was probably clean and it's been photoshopped to be a tub, even though you didn't actually have sex with the grave, I just,
Because these actors really have to get into that character. Like
I
they have to.
do.
Real actors get into the character. For them to be winning all those awards and stuff, yeah. So he was tethered to that character for a little bit.
He really was, and I think he deserves an award for it. Ollie played his ass
Mm-hmm.
off. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did really, really, he had me convinced the whole time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think that, like, once he left, like when he's over here telling his story, I thought that him in the meeting Elspeth was coincidence, but then they show him like on the computer just typing JKFA.
He literally had everything like down to a science. And that's when you brought up the fact that you think maybe he was there to like avenge his friend. Because it's like you had to have done extensive research
Yeah, they
about
showed
this
him watching from the
family.
window. Yeah, like he
Yeah.
was
It's no way you did that on a whim. Like, oh, he's cute.
right.
He got some money. Let me do that. No, you had to
Yeah,
have had some type of backstory
right.
about these
Holding the
people.
tire,
Right.
holding the tire, so that when he's riding his bike, oh, Felix, like
Mm-hmm.
it was just crazy. And then I also felt like everything around, like once he really got his fingers in, he basically was just like they gave him every reason to keep doing the things he was doing. You know what I mean? From Farley talking about,
Right.
oh, you kind of almost look like you fit in, to him overhearing Felix talk to the girl about her saying that he's weird and nobody wants to sit next to him. Then in the next
Mm-hmm.
scene, she's like, well, you think this will make Felix jealous? And he's like, I don't even think it'll fucking register. Like, Felix
Yes.
doesn't give a damn. Like, and then that made her get up. Like, it was
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy. Like he really was like a spider. He had his
Yeah.
paws or whatever
Yeah.
in everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And I almost thought that maybe the guy, like I don't know if he was a butler or whatever, but I thought that he like noticed Ollie looking at the plates and like look at things in the house. Like he was
Mm-hmm.
catching him, like, and that's why they kind of didn't explain what happened to the staff. Like,
Yeah. The staff just
because
left.
like that guy was with him forever, like with the family forever. The guy that they were like
Mm-hmm.
close the curtains when Jacob Elordi had died, and they
Mm-hmm.
handled that situation very, very oddly. But I think they just exacerbated what happens in real life. Like
Right.
when Jacob died, and the dad was like, "Come on, you just need to get warm. Like we just need to get you a blanket, and like
Right.
you guys help me move him. Like he's fine. Like and
They
then them
proceeded to
trying
have
to."
lunch.
Yes, but I feel like that was like grieving and trying to move on. Like like the movie tried to basically show grieving and moving on at the same time. Like, what can we do? So we
Right.
might as well eat. And then like even them, and I think they like I don't know if this was real or this is just something that came with my head, but they almost tried to make it seem like because Farley was American, like Americans have all these feelings. Like it almost touched on like how I feel like if like you have to save face and you have to keep face. So like I don't know how Prince Harry and that whole world works, but I feel like when things happen, you have to have a like the UK, London, like you have to have a calm face. Don't show emotion. Yes, someone just died, but you have to keep it cute. Where like Farley's losing his shit and he's like, stop your American ass ways.
Yeah.
You guys are way too emotional. Let's
Yes.
just get through this. Eat the pie. I don't care if it's cold. Eat it, be quiet, and let's continue.
Yeah. I could
So
not. I could
it was,
not.
that movie was insane. Like
Yeah.
I still to this day am like, how did I watch that? How did
Yeah.
someone write this? Like, how did these ideas, like the writer's room, like how was, like, like I'm not a writer, but like, I guess I would speak for, like, I want you to kind of comment on this. Like, as a writer, when you come into the table and someone brings an idea to the table, like, let's have her eat her out while she's on her period. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
does that work when it's like, yeah, I like to test boundaries, but this is way over there.
Yeah. I guess you really just have to, because like the projects that I've done or like currently working on, we have to set a limit. Like, okay, because you can have the same script and take it here, 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 or here. So it's like, all right, if
They
we're going to
took
take
it
it here,
here.
yeah, then we can do all this. But if we're trying to make it more family friendly, maybe let's bring it down here.
Yeah.
So I guess they were just like, we're going to make this weird and uncomfortable. Whatever
Yes.
comes to y'all's head, yeah, that's disgusting. Let's put that in there. Like,
No, literally. Literally.
yeah. Because even like when it comes out to the amount of cussing, like in the dollar, like how much we going to do? Which word are we going to use? Like,
Yeah.
so it is something like a tone that's set in the beginning. So you kind of can, get your mind moving and what you can and cannot touch on. But yeah, they seemed it was like, we're going to take it here. So whatever y'all come up with, we're going to roll with it. Just make him
No,
weird,
they were
creepy.
like nothing's crazy. Whatever there's like they're like there's no bad questions, there's no bad
Right.
recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
there's no bad ones. Whatever you guys think, just say it.
Right.
This is a safe space.
Right. And whatever
then I
we
wonder
don't use, we're going to use in another movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wonder how Ollie felt reading the script. Like, you're gonna fuck the soy hole.
To me was crazy in the rain, like in the middle of a field. Like he had no shame. He was just out in the open with all of his.
Yes. And for him to say he hated him, but I guess that's like, in order to hate something, you have to love it. Like, there's that, you can hate something, but in order to hate it, you had to have loved it at one point. You can't just hate something.
Right.
There's an underlying, and that's when he was like telling Elspeth when she's like on a ventilator on her deathbed, he was like, I hated him. And then for him to take her ventilator off and then lay on her and then keep throwing her arms and she's like dead. So of course she's just
Yeah.
flapping around. I'm like,
Honestly, I thought he was like gonna try to sleep with her. Like that's what I thought it was
me
giving when he
too. I
was
thought they
like,
were gonna be a couple.
yeah. And then I thought they were gonna be a couple, and they might actually have. I feel like when she first moved him back in the house, they probably were a couple.
They had to be for her to sign off the estate to him was
Yeah. Yeah,
crazy.
and just forget about Farley. Farley's still alive, and nothing was left to him. But I guess Farley was her deceased husband's nephew. So I guess she wasn't really worried about him.
Yeah, she was like, I've done more than
Yeah,
enough.
right. But yeah, and then when he was like pulling down the sheets while she's like, I'm like, I know he's not about to get on top of this lady because I think that would have been my last straw with that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, with a corpse, it's crazy.
yeah, no.
That
But
was
at that point, I
it.
wouldn't have put it past him.
Yeah, it was crazy. I would like couldn't stop watching, but I was also like, this is insane. This is crazy. And
Yeah,
like the crazy part was the him going down on the sister was like when I was like, oh my God. And then I rewinded it, pressed play, and was like, all right, let me pay attention.
yeah.
Because
Because
it was
see,
kind of starting off again for me kind of slow in the beginning.
yeah. And then she was like, it's not the right time of the month. He was like, good thing I'm a vampire. And I'm like, I know not. You don't know this woman from a can of paint. Again, I'm not in anyone's bedroom. I don't judge what you do. I feel like
No,
if you're
literally.
doing that, it's normally with somebody you trust, not somebody you met
Yes.
3 days ago
It's crazy.
in her backyard. Clearly, were windows. Farley saw them. Like, it's, yeah.
Yes. But and the thing is, Carly didn't even know she was on her period or on her cycle. Like that was crazy. And I hope men that have seen this movie don't start like doing that when a girl's like, I'm on my time in the month and he's like, well, I'm a vampire. Check.
Yeah. It's not going to do nothing for me. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be like,
Check. Oh, that was crazy. But it was really good though. So as much as I am disturbed, it was
yeah,
still
yes,
very, very
yes.
good. It was very good.
It's still not as disturbing, and this last thing I'm gonna say, but you know that one movie that I forgot what came out, the Johnson family movie or whatever, when like the dad.
Was Cedric the entertainer?
No. I have to pull it up. We'll mention it
You know,
next
the Johnson
episode.
Family Vacation, that's Cedric.
No. It's a Johnson family. It was like a really creepy movie where the son was obsessed with his dad. And it was like,
Oh,
it went viral in like 20. I'll look it up while you continue on. The Strange Things
okay.
About the Johnsons, 2011.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Imani, that
That's
has
disturbing.
probably the most disturbing thing I have ever seen in my 29 years on this planet. It came out in 2011 and it's horror comedy. And yeah, the son was basically obsessed with his father and was like
Mm.
molesting.
Oh my
The
gosh.
son
And the
was
dad was
molesting
just
the
letting it
dad.
happen?
Because like his son, like he was obsessed with his dad from a little age, like a small boy, and then of course
Yeah.
as they get older, he's like stronger than his dad. The wife would be hearing it and turn the volume up. She was that. I think that movie has scarred me. You guys, if y'all know what I'm talking about, it was like all on like Twitter one time, and it's only like a 30-minute short film, but I have never been scarred.
It's only 30
It's
minutes?
like 29 minutes, yeah. But that probably is the most disgusting,
Disturbing.
disturbing, scarring thing I've ever watched in my life. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh
yeah.
Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right. Well,
Yes.
that goes our
Hot and pop.
our plot and pop that involved our weekend watch list. So closing out, this is a reminder, guys, we have started reading Fool Me Once. So for those who are reading with us, read. We are not going to go through it though until
February 2nd, I believe it's when the episode
February
airs.
2nd or 3rd. We'll remind you guys every week, but yes, please keep reading. Those who aren't going to read, you can start watching the show, but we're not going to discuss it until the end when we discuss both. Just because we want to read first before we watch, so we can talk about the differences. So please continue to watch Fool Me Once or read Fool Me Once for our Watch Your Shelf of the month. And I'll let Shani tell you guys what we're watching and going to be talking about on our next episode.
Yes. And just to let you know, we do consider audiobooks as reading the book. I know a lot of people, because I do have a book club, and they're like, well, if I listen to the audio, however you get the book in, it doesn't matter to me. We just want to compare. So if it's easier for you to listen to it, by all means, listen to it. If you're old school and like to have the physical copy, do what you need to do. But yes, Fool Me Once, and that will be on Netflix. Our plot and pop for next week, we are going to discuss The Bear, both seasons. And we did choose to do both seasons because the episodes are literally only like 30 minutes long. And the first season, I think, only has 8 episodes. I watched 2 episodes last night in an hour. So if you guys have the capability to binge, you should be able to get through this. If not, just do as much as you can, or maybe you've already seen it and we're behind. But we will be talking about The Bear. Also, The Kitchen. That is a movie we'll be discussing, which is on Netflix. The Bear is on Hulu. And then Self-Reliance is a movie. I didn't write that down, but I'm pretty sure that's on Amazon Prime. Oh, Self-Reliance is on Hulu as well.
Let me look it up.
I think that's on maybe Hulu?
It might. Self-Reliance. Hulu.
Okay, so yes. So The Bear is Hulu. Self-Reliance is Hulu. And then The Kitchen is Netflix. And then I might change the name for this, but we're going to start a segment where we alternate each week. And I'm going to recommend, I'm calling it recommended review for now, but I'm going to recommend Imani watch something that I've seen that I think she'd probably enjoy. And then she's going to report back on it. And then she'll pick something for me and I'll report back the following week. So for her, since we all know she is a Soulja Boy fan, I am recommending her watch Crank That Killer, which is episode 6 of season 4 of Atlanta. And if you guys are familiar with Atlanta, like, it's not a show kind of like Black Mirror where everything is separate, but you don't have to have watched the whole of Atlanta to be able to understand what's happening. As long as you know Childish Gambino's character's name is Earn. He is a manager for his cousin Paperboy, who is a rapper. And then Lakeith's character is just their friend. That's literally all you need to know to get through these last few episodes of Atlanta. So you know that. Okay. Yes. So Crank That Killer was very interesting, and Soulja Boy's on that. And I'm like, all right, let's see how Imani likes it. So
yes, okay, I'll check that out. I have one for you, but you want me to give it to you next week after I go through yours, right?
Oh, depends. What do you think?
I don't know, because do you think we would have a whole lengthy conversation about it or no?
No, it's only one episode, so you can give it to me now.
Then okay, so yours is going to be American Horror Stories, and it's going to be season 3, episode 3, and it's called Tapeworm.
Season 3, episode 3, Tapeworm. Okay, let me write that down.
And I'll also send it to you so that you know.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's on Hulu, American Horror Stories.
Okay.
Plural, because it's not like American Horror Story.
Gotcha. I see the difference.
So it's season 3, episode 3. It's called Tapeworm.
Okay.
And it's kind of wild, but
oh, Lord.
I will let you watch that, and then we will get into that.
Okay.
So thanks again, you guys, for tuning in. And to reiterate what Ashana had said in the beginning, like, we thank you guys so much for those who have texted, commented, and just really been so supportive. We really do appreciate it. And we just can't wait to keep doing this and talk about different things. If you guys have any recommendations, please feel free to DM us on our page or comment any of that stuff. Like, we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and we're going to continue to post some things to kind of have you guys interact about the things that we've watched. and to kind of get your take and input on what you guys thought as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it for today. We will see you guys next week.
Yes. Thank you
Bye.
for listening.
Yes, thanks
Bye.
so much for listening. Bye.